This is Harvey and Rosie's quilts. When I first met Rosie, she knew I could work a sewing machine. I could shorten my pants, sew my stripes on my uniform. Little did she know that where we would be today. So,
I designed it,
I cut the material,
I pieced it,
and I quilted.
and I do the binding because he can't do bindings.
So right now we're going to do a little bit of quilting, and then we'll show you all the quilts in the house.
Did you want to zoom in on that?
You can get a little closer there.
And he's going to take the camera so I can show you more of the quilts.
Okay, so we'll start out here with this one here.
This one, I like two patterns, a stack and whack and stack deck, so you're going to see those a lot. Then on the wall, that was to use my boutiques, or to work them down. This next one is a crossword puzzle that together we figured out a lot of the quilting words, and when I had most of it together, he goes, where is the word cut? The only way I could fit it in was in the middle, and there was the word nut. And there's some people, that's a fine line if it goes to quilting or not. Now we're going to turn around to that way.
Chinese coins is next.
Oh, sorry, Chinese coins. Then we'll go to.
There's Chinese coins.
Then we're going
Then
to
we have the.
This one was. Sorry, okay. These are some cow ones for the herd for the fair. Go to the wall. This is. I had a lot of buttons, and I finally figured out what to do with them, along with my lot of yellows. This one, I love the material. Here is the original of it, and I got kind of crazy. This is Music Under My Umbrella. This is a leftover, and later you'll see some others because I really went crazy doing quilts on that. This is a building that I liked in Rotterdam that was really interesting, and we got the material in that town. Luckily, the store didn't close. Then we got.
There's the original building right there.
And then. Let's go. Okay. And then just some butterflies. And then the one behind me, what was supposed to happen is 24 inches. I was supposed to cut them down all the squares like that. But some I like the point of interest, so we had to figure out how to do squares and hexagons. Another stack and whack vegetables. That was matched one of the first ones you saw. And then this is the... Oh, this one was the original. Then I had some leftovers, so I kept using it because I really liked it, and then I was out of material. This one is the history of the sewing machine, and any printing on quilts is husband because wife is too afraid and he prints much better. And this was using one print panel that had different things of sewing, so I had to go from there. Now we're going to go into this room. And the history of the sewing machine, the thing most unique who put up a fuss was tailors because they thought they'd be out of business.
This one here is mine. People ask, how long does it take to make a quilt till it's finished? Or this one took me 4 years. Once I got the hexagons finished, I only worked out at one day, a 4-hour period a year at the Evergreen Fairgrounds. So that was 4 years. Now it's done. And then this is Rosie's stack and whack. Hers are squares. And this one here is...
Well, we're going to go to one first. We're going to go for the one behind.
You can't see those. Nope. Can't see it. Nope.
Okay. It was the leftovers from another quilt, and I was curious to see if it would work, and it did. The only thing is the pink is really pieced because it was intended for something else, so it got on there.
Okay, that one's mine. Kind of curved stack deck. This one is a...
leftover pieces that someone gave me.
Now this is my tool quilt. As you can see, I quilted pliers, which is here. And this is 3 crescent wrenches hanging right there. And over here is an anvil. And then over here is the first quilt Rosie was working on when I met her 19 years ago. It's 108 inches across, and it's hand quilted. And this one here is our spaceship outer space quilt.
And that was a prototype for one we used for the charity quilts on how to do a big print. And he wanted to do a spaceship. This is more of that music one that I cut up that I really liked in the original fabrics here. To me, that was one of the most interesting because of the background. It's on a white sheet because in theory I'm supposed to be able to move it around, but I haven't.
This one has musical notes in it, as well as the other one. Someday I might have to find a guy playing the piano and show him this and see if I wrote an award-winning song. There's the original material.
Yeah.
Up here, the lady gave us this embroidered rose, and so we made the quilt, and here I embroidered a rose, or quilted a rose on each block.
The next one down.
This is our wedding picture here, and more wedding picture there.
And
this one down is
square dance, and believe it or not, I didn't cut any triangles. It's all squares, and then you realign.
Okay, that's my bingo quilt.
And that was a prototype for one that the kids at the homeless shelter will get later. But we realized that one we liked too much, so we kept it and we changed the design a little.
And then over here is
How to use the boutiques
fish.
and this fish if you look real closely. It was just, I want to use my boutiques up and really do it in an interesting way.
There's a fish.
I know, it's a little modern.
Right there. And here's a couple of fish right there. And then we come around over here. We have stack and wax.
These two, wait, we're going to pull up. These two are the same pattern. This one's done recently, this one's done a long time ago. And that's the original fabric.
There's the original fabric on this
And the
one.
way I pick out my fabric, there's a mirror and I run it around and bevel mirror and see if it'll look right.
And
the
that one, and
picking
this
out
one's
the
a crazy shape to hang up.
And the picking out the materials the trickiest. This is fish and there's a mate to it in Lodges, Portugal for someone who helped us when we traveled. This big one, if you look closely, the same material in 2 different colorways. I got a year apart, and I finally figured out it was the same material in different colorways. And then we got a few more stack and wax in the corner.
These are squares.
Squares are easy to do, but light. Okay, they're easy to do, but they don't look as